Hello, everybody, and a very warm welcome to the first DevX Conf ever, a conference purely focused on developer experience, a topic that I think we're all passionate about as it affects our day-to-day work like no other thing, and a topic we also believe deserves far more attention. My name is Johannes, and I'm one of the co-founders of Gitpod. And together with the rest of the Gitpod team, as well as the speakers and all great human beings that attended the conference, we'll be hanging out during the next 2 days on Discord, which you can quickly access via a redirect at gitpod.io/chat. I have to admit that it was incredible fun to help build a conference and community that is purely focused on developer experience. We also got a lot of encouragement along the way, which helped with the fun part. But before we dive into specifics, we'd like to take a step back and give you some background on why we came up with the conference idea. For that, it is important to understand that the reason why Gitpod exists is because we were and still are frustrated with the developer experience status quo. The team behind Gitpod built developer tools for the past 10+ years, and all of them have been open source, and the most recent one is Gitpod, a platform that helps you automate the provisioning of development environments. So developer experience is really at the core of almost all decisions we make when it comes to product design, go-to-market strategy, etc. It's even one of our core attributes at the company. And if we look around, there are more and more projects, individuals and teams such as Gitpod that are almost obsessed with developer experience. And with DevX Conf, we want to unify their voice. As developer experience is also sometimes used as an umbrella term, what do we actually mean by it? And why the hell do we call it DevX and not DX? Put in very simple terms, DevX is the experience of a developer when she tries to get the job done, which encompasses her whole workflow. And all of that should be efficient, should be sustainable, and should be joyful. And if you want to dive a bit deeper into the concept, we highly recommend you reading the great article from Christoph around the principles of developer experience that is linked at the slide. Now to the price issue. Why DevX? There is the kind of smart answer to it, and there's the not so smart one. For now, I will only give you the smart one, and we can chat about the other one in Discord. A lot of people refer to developer experience as DX in close reference to UX, but we believe it should be a more standalone term that is more descriptive and has a better reference to the developer as a specific, not a general user. I hope you understand us and that makes sense. Unfortunately, the status quo in DevX is not that efficient and joyful. The myriad of new tools released every day initially sounded like the promised developer land, but also led to a continued fragmentation in the industry. On the one hand, that is great because it gives us choice, but it also makes our lives increasingly difficult. What happens is that developers need to chain oftentimes not really orthogonal tools together with brute duct tape. There is this psychological concept of tyranny of freedom and happiness research that describes the current situation quite well, in my opinion. If you're not so much into psychological concepts, the guy in front of the CNCF landscape also brings the point home. Steve from Red Monk will have a great talk later today about what he calls the developer experience gap. But luckily, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and individuals, teams, projects, and companies start to think deeply about how to reduce friction and essentially turn that duct tape into a Swiss clockwork. And DevX Conf is for them and aims to unify our voices towards a better developer experience when trying to get the job done. What can you expect from the next 2 days? Primarily, I hope a lot of fun. Personally, I'm really looking forward to all the insight from our great speakers and engaging discussions on Discord. Topics will cover developer experience along the whole software development lifecycle, from develop, collaborate, test, build, and deploy to running software. You can find more information about that at devxconf.org/schedule. Without further ado, I'd like to hand over to Christine, who has been doing an amazing job in organizing literally all of this. Without her, the conference wouldn't exist. So thank you, Christine, and the stage is yours.
Thanks, Johannes. Hello and welcome everybody to DevX Conf also from my side. My name is Christine and it has been a pleasure organizing DevX Conf. One thing that's really special about this conference is that it's a non-profit event and that we will donate all surplus to open source projects. And best of all attendees can take part in it and decide where the money is going to go to. In total, we're having $10,000 that will be distributed between open source projects. To take part in the vote, you can simply go to devxconf.org/open source, authenticate via email or GitHub Oath, and vote for your favorite project. Let's have a quick look why it's actually necessary to support open source projects. For that, I find this image explains it really well. Currently, developers rely on many tools that are built and maintained almost exclusively by unpaid open source maintainers. And we got to support these projects to make sure our infrastructure won't collapse. Furthermore, we would like everybody to be able to contribute to open source projects, not just the people with the right financial background that can afford paying the resources and taking the time for it. We think it's time to start giving back. If you would like to know more about this initiative, please have a look at Geoff's great blog posts about funding open source. This initiative, as well as DevX Conf, would not have been possible without our sponsors. So I want to take this time to say thank you. Big thanks to our gold sponsors, CodeC and Console.dev, our silver sponsors, SourceGraph, Raycast, Slim AI, and UseOptic, and our starter sponsors, CloudQuery, CNCF, Swim, and Ladies in DevOps. Thank you so much. A big thanks also goes out for the team. For one, to Geoff, who came up with a great initiative of funding open source projects, to Nizar, who implemented the website, which is, by the way, based on the open source starter kit by Vercel. It was a great help to have that template. So thanks a lot for open sourcing that project. Big thanks to Mike, who jumped in last second and helping the stage flow, making sure it's as smooth as it's now. And thanks to Johannes, who came up with the whole idea of organizing DevX Conf and got these great speakers on board. Talking about the speakers, it is really impressive what the speakers have submitted for this conference. You can stay really, really excited. I was really impressed, and yeah, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it as well. So talking about it, let's get started. First on will be interview with Erich Gamma about the evolution of DevX. He will be interviewed by Sven Eftinger, the co-founder of Gitpod. To join the live chat with both of them, you can simply click on the Discord link, which will be below each video, or navigate manually to the track in Discord. So then I hope to see you in Discord and hope to enjoy the event. Feel free to reach out Discord if you have any feedback, questions, suggestions. Happy to hear from you. Until then, enjoy. Bye.